It's really a beautiful story about how the Gaillard Center came to be. There were two native Charlestonians who were childhood friends who found their adult lives living in two different cities, one in Charleston, one in Nashville, Tennessee, but both of whom spent decades caring for and supporting the two really defining performing arts organizations in our community, the Charleston Symphony and Spoleto Festival USA. And it became very clear over time that without a proper performance hall, without really superb acoustics, without wing space and a proper back of house, there was just no way that our arts organizations were really going to prosper and grow as they should. And so these two wonderful native Charlestonian friends, Martha Rivers Ingram and Joseph P. Riley Jr., committed to each other that they would daringly go into a very bold, very transformational project, and they would equally share the raising of the money to make it happen. So they purposed to really reinvigorate and recreate the Gaillard Auditorium.
I wanted to have a state-of-the-art facility that would be there to serve the people of Charleston and really the Tri-County area, the adults and of course the children. That's always very much in my mind. But it took us 6 years from my idea and early conversations between the mayor and me, and to finally put it all together and with the help of thousands of other people. And then we were able to open. I hope it will continue to be one of the best facilities anywhere in the United States, serving again the people of Charleston and the Tri-County area. And I hope that we'll just continue to create challenging, exciting programming for both adults and of course for children.
My vision was that the Gaillard would be such a place of excellence and memory building for the citizens of the community that it was in the top echelon of things that people were proud that they owned. And they do own it. Every citizen of our region is an owner of the Gaillard. You go to a concert there and you're transposed, and what you see and hear, and that you then have these enhanced creative thoughts of just your life and excellence in it. And so that's my vision, is the Gaillard just keeps growing in terms of prominence in the lives of the people of this region.
The Education and Community Program's purpose is to use our facility as the community's largest classroom. And the purpose for that is to make sure that all children have access to the arts. We have no barriers here. We do not charge admission to any Title I school. We also fund their bus transportation. And then for all other guests, we have a very nominal fee for students and children to enjoy the arts. So we're very proud that that barrier-free initiative is part of what we stand for, because we want to make sure that we are equal across the board and all children in the Lowcountry have the opportunity to see the arts. And sadly, because of COVID-19, we can't bring our kids into the hall. So we've had to change our plans. We still want to make sure kids have access to the arts. So the way we've done that is we've brought in our 3 artists in residence to film videos and give us material that we can use as part of the classroom curriculum. But even more excitingly, our technical crew has completely pivoted from their backstage duties, and they are creating videos that will teach children the scientific aspects of their jobs. And we're making lesson plans that will support each and every one of these videos. We have plenty of wonderful educational content that you can incorporate into your life or into your learning.
Our philanthropic supporters are who made this building happen. They're the ones who make everything that happens here every day continue to happen, by attending performances, by becoming a member of the Gaillard, by providing annual support. And ultimately, we also have donors who support our endowment for the long-term benefit of this hall, of this community. We've only just begun here at the Gaillard Center. When you think about 5 years in a 200-year lifespan of this building, we're really just beginning to scratch the surface.
Since we closed due to COVID-19, we have gone from a facility that brought in shows from around the country and around the world to a facility that is creating shows, that is creating performances and creating the lighting and sound cues that are needed to make a spectacular performance. We've been producing content at a time when most facilities are dark and not producing content, and we found it imperative to make sure that the people of Charleston and beyond had quality content that could entertain and educate them.
The Gaillard Center, I think, is doing a great job meeting its mission. Obviously, the times are different. We ended early March of last year when the pandemic kind of kicked off here in the United States. We were on a roll. We had just finished a Democratic debate here in South Carolina. We had a standing room only, both in the hall and in the ballrooms where the spin room was for the debate. We followed that up with 2 great shows with Little Big Town, a Grammy Award-winning country group. So we were doing unbelievable things, and then the pandemic hit and everything kind of came to a halt. We're finding ways to reach the community and enrich the community, but we think they're very special ways, and we're very proud of them. Over the first 5 years, put a great groundwork together, and I think it's just going to be a special place, both for our region's youth, for our patrons, and for those that choose to use our ballroom facilities. We're here now. We're going to be here when the pandemic's over, and it's just going to get better and better.